Stories of Sherlock Holmes are coming to Omaha with a new twist. Lindsay Thies is at the Rose Theater today to explain. Lindsay.
Well, I'm here on stage, and the set is Baker Street. Now, there are a lot of homages paid to the old Sherlock Holmes that you know and love, but this is kind of an interesting take because it's for, young audiences 6 and up. So take a look.
Sherlock Holmes.
The new play at the Rose, Sherlock Holmes and the Baker Street Irregulars, tells the classic detective stories, but through the new eyes of street children. It's one of his favorite works for Omaha and Brian Gehring. He's the guy who wrote this play.
I'm a huge mystery fan. I grew up reading Encyclopedia Brown and reading The Weston Game, which won the Newbery Award. And then when I was introduced to Sherlock Holmes, I got addicted immediately. I love Sherlock Holmes mysteries.
The deduction of detective work is brought to life in cool ways on stage through slideshows and projected pictures.
You think we're just children?
And just like Sherlock teaches the young kids of Baker Street, the story behind the show looks similar.
So, before we get into our start of our class,
Gehring teaches young kids at the Rose too. In classes like these, kids get a chance to learn the stuff that makes the shows like Sherlock happen. Gehring, who's written more than 20 plays for the Rose stage, is working with middle schoolers and high schoolers to get them writing.
I like the creative process a little bit more. I like to create what's going on stage.
I want to mix a comedy but with a world problem.
So I'm working with a group of 7th graders right now. They got to choose any subject they wanted to that was going to change the world. And one group really talked about environmental stuff, so talking about pesticides and things like that. And somebody else decided to do one on the economy and do a play about inflation.
Building the confidence of young kids while introducing them to learning a creative art. It's something that Gehring would say is elementary.
They get their plays produced and they get the applause and they get people to laugh at that and they get that validation as a writer.
And back out here live. So Sherlock is going on all next week too. There's a show tonight you can check out at 7 o'clock. And I am here with the man himself. Scott, you play Sherlock, and you were telling me before that you are a huge fan of the book. So what is it like to bring this story to life for little kids?
That's a wonderful thing, because when I was a child, I was 12 reading all these books, which was a little over my head for Doyle's work, as you've probably understood. But being able to channel that energy and be able to share it with another generation like this, it's such a wonderful opportunity. I mean, we have the other versions, like Great Mouse Detective, the BBC version, the Robert Downey Jr., all those other tales of this, but the ones that Brian has manipulated, I guess would be the best way to say that, is such a wonderful treat for me as a fan myself to be able to share this sort of experience with this next generation.
Well, and it's so cool how they, not only the audiences get into this, but as we were talking about the playwriting, that some of these kids are writing plays about the environment and the economy. It's just so impressive, Jen. Way over my head, too. Middle schoolers writing about the economy? That's awesome. We're going to send it back to you.
They're super smart. Thanks, Lindsay. A runaway